Good morning, students. I am your social teacher Nageshri ma'am. Today I would like to teach you 10th class first lesson Indian relief features or physical features. Before going to learn the Indian relief features, we must know the location of India. Let's see here. The total area of India 32,87,263 square kilometers or 3.28 million kilometers. And the area from north to south 3214 kilometers, the area from east to west 2933 kilometers, the frontier area 15,200 kilometers, coastal area, the area which is near to the ocean, coastal area 6100 kilometers, including islands 7517 kilometers. Let's see the location of India. It is located between 8 degrees 4 minutes to 37 degrees 6 minutes northern latitudes, and it is located between the longitudes 68 degrees 7 minutes to 97 degrees 25 minutes eastern longitudes. And IST, Indian Standard Time. It passes through the 5 states. And how many degrees are there in the Indian Standard Time? 82 degrees 30 minutes eastern longitude. It passes through the 5 states. Let's see in the map. Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand. So total it passes through the 5 states. And let's see the India's neighboring countries. I had given one mnemonic here. Bachman mein BA. B means Bangladesh, C means China, P means Pakistan, N means Nepal, M means Myanmar, B means Bhutan, A means Afghanistan. So, India shared the boundary with 7 countries and water boundary with Sri Lanka. Bangladesh, China, Pakistan, Nepal, Myanmar, Bhutan, Afghanistan, and water boundary with Sri Lanka. India is the 7th largest country in the world. And which is the biggest country in the world or first largest country? Russia. Second largest country? Canada. Third largest country? United States of America. Fourth largest country? China. Fifth largest country? Brazil. Sixth largest country? Australia. And the 7th largest country? India. So, India is the 7th largest country in the world. So, I am giving you a mnemonic also, RCUC by. So, you can remember for a long time. Let's see here. The Indian relief features. How many relief features we have? 6 Indian relief features. Himalayan region, Northern Plains, Great Desert, Southern Plateau or Peninsular Plateau, island groups. Himalayan region, Northern Plains, Great Desert, Peninsular Plateau, Coastal Plains and island groups. Come and observe on the map. Next, how many states in our country? 28 states and 9 union territories. Boundary countries. So, Afghanistan share the boundary with Jammu and Kashmir and Pakistan occupied areas. China, Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh. And Bangladesh, West Bengal, Mizoram, Meghalaya, Tripura and Assam. Bhutan, West Bengal, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. Myanmar, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram. Nepal, Bihar, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Sikkim and West Bengal. Pakistan, Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Rajasthan and Gujarat. So these are the bordering states when it shares the boundary with the other countries. Important boundary lines. Radcliffe Line. It is the line between India and Pakistan. McMahon Line. It is the line between India and China. Durand line, it is the line between Pakistan and Afghanistan. 49th parallel line, it is also the parallel line between USA and Canada. 38th parallel line, it is between North and South Korea. So if you take out only boundary line between our country to other country, Radcliffe, McMahon line, Durand line, and line of actual control. Line of actual control is the line between India and China. The line of control, it is the line between India and Pakistan. So you remember Radcliffe line, it is the boundary line between India and Pakistan. McMahon line, it is the line between India and China. Durand line, it is between Pakistan and Afghanistan. The line of actual control, it is the line between India and China. Line of control, it is the line between India and Pakistan. Let's see the first one. Himalayan mountains. The Himalayas are the youngest mountains in the world and area. And structurally, the folded mountains. The Himalayas run along the northern border of India. The Himalayas form an arch and which is about 2,400 kilometers long. The width varies from 400 kilometers in the Kashmir to 150 kilometers in the Arunachal Pradesh. The altitudinal variations are greater in the eastern part of in the western part. There are 3 parallel ranges in the longitudinal extent. Let's see, this is the area of Himalayas, 2,400 kilometers. And it is totally covered with ice and snow. So Himalaya means abode of snow. The meaning of Himalayas, abode of snow. Let's see here. The total Himalayas, there are 3 parallel ranges in the Himalayan region. There are the greater Himalayas are Himadri, the lesser Himalayas are Himachal, the outer Himalayas are Shivaliks. So how many parallel ranges in the Himalayan region? There are 3 parallel ranges in the Himalayan region. The greater Himalayas are Himadri, the lesser Himalayas are Himachal, the outer Himalayas are Shivaliks. Observe here. So this is the area covered with Himalayan region. It contains 3 parallel ranges: Greater Himalayas, Lesser Himalayas, Outer Himalayas. First one, Greater Himalayas. The Himadri is the northernmost range. Its average height is over 6,000 meters above the sea level. It contains the highest peaks. Mount Everest, the highest peak of the world, lies in this range in Nepal. Other highest peaks are Mount K2, Kanchenjunga and Annapurna. The mountains here are always covered with snow. The climate is very cold throughout the year. So the highest peaks are located in the Greater Himalayas. The average height of Greater Himalayas more than 6,000 meters. Next, Himachal or Lesser Himalayas. These ranges are mainly composed of highly compressed and sedimentary rocks. The altitude varies between 3,700 and 4,500 meters. So, the height of Himachal region 3,700 to 4,500 meters. And the width is 50 kilometers, while the Pir Panjal ranges and also Mahabharat ranges, Dauldar ranges are also located here. These range consist of the famous valleys and also hill stations. Let's see here the famous valleys: Kashmir Valley, Kangra Valley, Kulu Valley. Next, hill stations. Come on, observe here. Many hill stations, beautiful hill stations also located in the Himachal region, such as Simla, Mussoorie, Nainital, Almora and Darjeeling are located in the Himachal region. Next, Outer Himalayas. The Outer Himalayas are the southern Himalayas, average between 900 meters to 1200 meters. is the height lies between the Lesser Himalayas and Indo-Gangetic plains. These ranges are extended till the far eastern part of India. They are composed of unconsolidated sedimentary rocks brought by the rivers and from the Himalayan ranges located in the further north. These valleys are covered with thick gravel and also alluvium. Indo-Gangetic Plain. So, second region, Indo-Gangetic Plain. Observe in the map. Number 1 indicates Indo-Gangetic Plain. Number 2, Gangetic Plain. Number 1, Indo Plain. Number 2, Gangetic Plain. And number 3, Brahmaputra Plain. So, these three consist, we can call it Indo-Gangetic Plain. So, the interaction of the three Himalayan rivers, Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra, and their tributaries resulted in the form of northern plains. So, this is the Ganga river. Let's see here. So, this is the area of Indus and its tributaries, and this is the area of Ganga and its tributaries, and this is the area of Brahmaputra and its tributaries. Let's see here the difference between Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. Himalayan rivers are perennial rivers and peninsular rivers are non-perennial rivers. What is meant by perennial and what is meant by non-perennial? Perennial rivers, it never depends on the rain. It always contains the water. Most of the perennial rivers originate from the glaciers. Non-perennial rivers always depending upon the rain. It's never contain the water throughout the year because it depends upon the rain. Let's see the sources of origin glaciers and have long courses and perform the intense erosion, have shallower and shorter courses, mainly of dendritic pattern and forms well developed the deltas. Combination of dendritic tetrals and also rectangular pattern. Comparatively younger in origin, show graded profile. So this is the map of Ganga river and its tributaries. Let's see here. The tributaries of Indus river and it flows through the states Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Punjab. Ganga river and its tributaries, Brahmaputra river and its tributaries. Let's see. Tributaries of Indus river, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj. It flows through the Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Punjab. Ganga. Tributaries of Ganga river, Yamuna, Son, Kosi, Ghaghara and Gandak. It flows through the Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. Brahmaputra river tributaries, Teesta, Manas, Lohit and Subansiri. It flows through the Arunachal Pradesh, Assam and Sikkim. Let's see here. Rivers and origin place. Ganga origin from the glacier Gangotri. Indus origin from the place Kailasa range Manasa Sarovar. Brahmaputra river origin from the glacier Cham Yang Dung. So Indus river origin from Manasa Sarovar west part and Brahmaputra river origin from the Manasa Sarovar in the east part. Indus Plain. So this is the map explains about the Indus Plain. So the western part was formed by the Indus and its tributaries Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj. Most of the Indus basins is located in the Pakistan, leaving minor portion of Punjab and Haryana plains in India. Let's see. This is the map explains about the Ganga Plain. The central part is known as Ganga Plain. It extends from the rivers Ghaghara to Teesta, and this is the part is mainly spread in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and partly in the Haryana, Jharkhand and West Bengal. Here the rivers Ganga and its tributaries Yamuna, Son, Kosi and Ghaghara, Teesta. Next one. Brahmaputra river. So the eastern part of the plains exists mainly in the Brahmaputra valley of Assam, and the river Brahmaputra is mainly responsible for the formation of plain in the east part of India. Next, the Great Indian Desert or Thar Desert. Let's see. The Great Indian Desert, Thar Desert. It is located in the west part of Aravalli Hills or Aravalli Mountains. The Thar Desert formed due to low rainfall and heavy soil erosion. Rainfall is very less. Arid climate conditions. Arid means very hot type of climate, and it has very little vegetation. Agriculture and animal husbandry also very low in the Thar Desert. Sand dunes and Luni River flows over it. So the river Luni flows through the Thar Desert. Let's see here. So this is the point of Thar Desert. It is located in the Rajasthan. It is a boundary between Pakistan and also India. Let's see. It is the world's 17th largest desert. Which is the biggest desert in the world? Sahara. In the same way, 17th largest desert in the world, Thar Desert. The world's 9th largest subtropical desert. The total area 3,76,470 square kilometers. About 85% of the Thar Desert is in India and the remaining 15% in the Pakistan. The Thar Desert, also known as the Great Indian Desert, is a large arid region in the northwestern part of the Indian subcontinent that forms a natural boundary between the India and also Pakistan. India, it covers about 3,20,000 kilometers, and of which 60% of the Rajasthan and extends into Gujarat, Punjab and Haryana. This desert comprises a very dry part, very hot type of climate, and Marustali region in the west and the semi-desert region in the east with less sand dunes and slightly more precipitation. Location and description. In India, the Thar Desert extends from the Sutlej River surrounded by the Aravalli Ranges on the east. On the south by the salt marsh known as the Rann of Kutch is the part of which are sometimes included in the Thar, and on the west part by the Indus River, its tributary to the large thorny steppes. To the north is ill-defined, about 3 by 5th part of the total geographical area of the state. Next, Luni River. The Luni is the largest river in the Thar Desert of northwest part of India. It originates in the Pushkar Valley of the Aravalli Range near Ajmer. It passes through the southeastern portion of the Thar Desert and ends in the marshy lands of Rann of Kutch in Gujarat. After traveling a distance of 4,495 kilometers, we can observe the Thar Desert. People. Let's see. People, Hindus, Muslim, Sikh, Sindh, Kothis. These type of people also living in the Thar Desert. Natural vegetation. The natural vegetation of this dry area is classed as northern desert thorny forest occurring in the small dumps scattered more or less openly. The natural vegetation of Thar Desert is composed of following trees, shrubs and also brief spices. It's the only canal, the biggest canal in India, Indira Gandhi Canal. It is constructed from Punjab to Rajasthan to supply the water for Rajasthan people. The Indira Gandhi Canal is the longest irrigation canal constructed in our India. Next one, Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau consists of two broad divisions, namely the Central Highlands, Malwa Plateau, and Southern Plateau we can call Deccan Plateau. Deccan Plateau again divided into two parts, Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. The highest peak in the Eastern Ghats, Chintapalli, 1680 meter. The highest peak in the Western Ghats, Sanaimudi, 2695 meter. So it is not only the highest peak in the Western Ghats, it is also the highest peak in the South India, 2695 meter. The famous hill station Udagamandalam or Ooty is located in the Nilagiri Hills. The highest peak in Nilagiri Hills, Dodabetta, 2637 meters. So let's see here. So these are the peninsular rivers. Godavari. Godavari is the biggest river in the peninsular plateau, or the biggest river in South India, Godavari river. Next one, second biggest river, Krishna river. Let's see. So the importance of Godavari river and its origin place and tributaries. Godavari, its origin in the Nasik district in Maharashtra, and it drains into Bay of Bengal. The tributaries of Godavari, Penganga, Vainganga, Indravati. So let's see what is the importance of Godavari river. It is the longest river of peninsular India and also called Dakshina Ganga. It forms the dendritic pattern. Next, Krishna. It rises in the western Ghats near Mahabaleshwar and drains into Bay of Bengal. The tributaries of Krishna, Koyana, Bhima, Ghataprabha, Tungabhadra, Musi. What is the importance of Krishna river? It is the second largest river of peninsular plateau, and famous city of Hyderabad is also located on the bank of the river Musi. Musi is the tributary of river Krishna. And Kaveri rises in Brahmagiri ranges of Western Ghats and it drains into Bay of Bengal. Amaravati and Shiva are the tributaries of Kaveri river. Its main river for southernmost states and forms the delta. Let's see here once again the tributaries of Indus River, Jhelum, Chena, Bravi, Beas and Satluj. The tributaries of Ganga, Yamuna, Son, Kosi, Gagara and Gandak. The tributaries of Brahmaputra, Teesta, Manas, Lohit and Subansiri. Let's see the coastal plain. So this is the coastal plain, 6,100 kilometers. So coastal plain divided into two parts, eastern coastal plain, western coastal plain. Let's see, in the eastern coastal plain, Utkal coast, it is in Odisha. Sarkar coast, Andhra Pradesh. Coromandel coast, Tamil Nadu. Let's see in the west part, Konkan coast, Maharashtra. Canara coast, Karnataka, and Malabar coast, Kerala. Next, island groups. So in the east part of India, we observe the Andaman Nicobar Island, and in the west part of India, we observe the Lakshadweep Islands. Let's see the Andaman Islands. The Andaman Islands are an Indian archipelago in the Bay of Bengal between India and Myanmar, formerly Burma. The Port Blair, the archipelago capital, is on South Andaman Island and is the gateway to the neighboring island. The city's cellular jail is named for its made small cells and made for the solitary confinements of Indian freedom fighters during the 1900s. So, the capital city of Andaman Island, Fort Blair, population 3.8 lakhs. The total islands in the Andaman Islands 572. The total area 6,408 square kilometer. Let's see the Nicobar. Nicobar, the total area 1841 square kilometer and the elevation 642 meter. City, capital city of Nicobar, Fort Blair. And we know the southernmost tip of India, Indira Point. Indira Point also located in the Nicobar Islands. Next one, Lakshadweep Islands. So there are two groups of islands. Andaman Nicobar Islands, it is stretches in the Bay of Bengal, and the Lakshadweep Islands in the Arabian Sea. Andaman Nicobar Islands is the elevated portion of submerged mountains pod running from the Myanmar mountains Arkan Yoma. In the Andaman Nicobar Islands, Narcondam and Barren Islands are the volcanic region. The southernmost tip of India is found in the Nicobar Islands. So, which is the southernmost tip of India? Indira Point. Which is the southernmost tip of Peninsular Plateau? Kanyakumari. So, remember the differentiation between southernmost tip of India, southernmost tip of Peninsular Plateau. So this Indira Point, which was submerged during the tsunami in 2004. Lakshadweep Islands are the coral origin. So Lakshadweep Islands are formed by the coral origin. Its total geographical area 32 square kilometers. So what is the total area of Lakshadweep Islands? 32 square kilometers. This group of islands is famous for great variety of flora and also fauna. In conclusion, so it is very important, so note down this one. Andaman Nicobar Islands, two volcanic mountains are there, Narcondam and Barren Island. Lakshadweep Islands are formed by the coral origin, and it is famous for variety of flora and fauna, variety of birds and also animals. Practice this map pointing also. How many states in our country and how many union territories in our country. Let's see. So these are the very important map pointing. Himalayan region, Chota Nagpur Plateau, Tropic of Cancer, River Narmada and River Tapati, Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, Deccan Plateau, Aravalli Ranges, Delhi. Next, very important map pointing, Kanchenjunga, Mount Everest, K2. Come on, observe this red color, K2, Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga. Next, let's see, Himalayan ranges, Aravalli ranges, Vindhya ranges, Satpura ranges, Eastern Ghats, Western Ghats, the Purvanchal ranges. Okay, thank you.